on these products. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. The ones that decide to stay for business, the question is being asked is, Bernard, I hear how great these products are. Is there a actual business opportunity? The answer is absolutely yes. I've only been with this company for about 8 months, tried the product, and I don't care what product I've ever tried out there. I've never seen really a product that works just really good and have a great opportunity to come behind it. So whether you want to get your products for less money, whether you want to have your products for less money, whether you want to get them free, whether you want to get it free, or whether you want to pay off a small bill, or whether you want to actually get financial independence, is up to you. Where we're going to take and transition from the use of the products to what type of business opportunity does Engage Global have. I have a couple of people on here that actually have had some success. And if people want to just say for 30 seconds until we go, we got people before we start, I give 30, and this is a test for everybody, 30-second testimonies that if you've tried this product, came into the business, and actually made a little income without exposing all your money, because money doesn't really matter, but is there a good business opportunity? Who wants to give me a 30-second testimony? This is a test, 30 seconds. Anybody got a 30-second testimony about can you make some money with Micro Daily or Engage Global?
Say something to him.
Horace is like, say something. Horace saying say something. In 2 weeks, Horace had it's a number of people had their finding. They would call me up and say, I can't believe this is in my back office. And they're sitting there just looking at us now. Horace, 30 seconds.
All right. Yeah,
put your hand up. Put your hands up.
I guess the meeting is finished already, huh?
Okay. I have been in network marketing for a while. Never made any money. And somebody's talking over me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I've been in network marketing for a while. Never made much money, but I had more product than I actually had money. But anyway, I was introduced to these products of Micro Daily, and we started to take it. Well, our first week, we made some money. We started introducing it to people, and we made some substantial amounts of money. And right now, we're still making money, and that never happened before.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And Horace kept calling me up, asking me, was it real? So I had to help him get his bank account established. And then when he downloaded it, and of course, Beverly started spending it, we knew it was real. Beverly, I'm just throwing that in there, you know. Okay, then. And then I had one other person. She had been in the business for 2 weeks. And matter of fact, I want to say because I don't tell you her name. She had $731. She said, I need to set up my bank account, but I don't know how to get into the office. I said, well, you're not making any money. You know, you're setting anything up. She said, well, show me my back office. Went to her back office. It was $731 sitting there. She says, oh, is this example of the money I can make? I said, no. I said, I don't know what you did, but it's $731 sitting here. She said, for me? I said, yeah. I said, you obviously made it. So she simply was sharing her products, and unbeknownst to her, someone saw and liked what they read, and they came into they didn't come into business, they started buying products. This business starts out with customers, and you're going to learn that as time goes on. Well, we're going to get started.
There's another one, Bernard, before you go. Elizabeth Henry got a story to tell.
Elizabeth, go ahead. You know what? I better definitely get her in. Otherwise, I'm gonna get the wrath afterwards. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
No, I want to tell you that in about 4 weeks, I made over $1,100.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
People, I'm gonna tell you something. This is the only business, and I've been in this industry since '83. This is the only business I've ever came into that I literally, when I get people to try the products, because I don't really get people involved in the business right away, I get them to try the product because people will generally get results from the products, and then they'll start asking me questions. They'll come to me and they'll say, hey, I was telling a friend, they saw me walking straight after I've been bent over for the last 20 years. Or somebody looking at, they saw me walking without my cane, and they asked me about this. So I want to give you this person. I said, no, I said, don't give me a person. I said, let me, I tell you what, let me show you. Would you be interested in that person being your customer instead of mine? And this is the first business that I've ever been involved in that I don't get calls from people about the results of the product. What I get calls about is if their product don't arrive when they think it should be there. And then I have to go back there and show them where their shipping is and stuff. So you're going to hear some things in the next 15 minutes or so. And Jonathan has streamlined it down to 15 minutes and maybe a couple of questions afterwards. If you're wondering whether the company is real, yes. It's been around for a while. I'm not going to tell you because that's in the presentation, but I will tell you this. All 62 devices that are on here today, 62 devices, understand what you're about to hear is real. We're in a time where income is very hard to come by because people don't want to go out and punch clockers anymore. Do you want to be in a situation where you fall asleep and then you wake up and your bank account has increased? Wow, that's the kind of business that you're in, and it's very easy to do because it has scientific validation, it has a great company with integrity, got a product that works, got a compensation plan that's unbelievable, and you're going to hear about it the next 15 minutes. So whether you take advantage of it or not is up to you, but you will know over the next 15 minutes that you're in the right place at the right time. The question is it the right time in your life? Jonathan, show us what Engage Global has to offer the individual that's ready for an entrepreneurial, wonderful, successful business. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Bernard. I consider this to be the quintessential opportunity because when it comes to an opportunity, there's really only 7 things, in my opinion, that you need to try to make a decision about. You know, over the years, people have pitched me on all kinds of things. I was very successful with one company. It's a Canadian company that made a product that raised lymphocytic glutathione levels. It did a very good job of raising glutathione levels, no question about it. The only problem with that product was that's all it did. So there was no additional things that this product did. So in my opinion, you know, I felt like it was great, did what it did. The downside of it was it didn't help Joanna. That's really what caused the problem. So when Joanna didn't benefit from it, that was pretty much the end of the road for me because now I had to go search for something else to solve her problems. And while doing so, I found many, many, many other things. And then after all that searching and looking around for so many other things, eventually Micro Daily came into my world. So the question that I think that everybody here who's wondering about this opportunity and should they step into this as an opportunity, I'm not going to tell you yes or no, but I will tell you this. There's 7 things you need to examine. If you're the kind of person trying to make a decision about any opportunity, there's 7 things you need to take a good look at. I'm going to touch on all 7 of them just really briefly right here. The first one is the market. What market are you in? What market are you taking a look at? What is that market? Well, this particular market that we're suggesting is the wellness industry. If you're thinking about Engage Global, it's the wellness industry. So is there a market for wellness? Well, there's a group of people who study these kinds of things. And these are the figures that they say are being spent in the wellness sector right now. 4.37 trillion worldwide, 1.2 trillion in the United States, not yen, not pesos, dollars, United States dollars. That's the kind of money that's being spent. You're not looking for 10% of that. You're not even looking for 1% of that. Quite frankly, you're not even looking for 0.1% of that. Do you know that just a tiny amount of that will provide for you for the rest of your life? Just a tiny amount of it. So it's like going up to Niagara Falls. You don't go to Niagara Falls and expect that you're going to get all the, well, anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But this is how they've divided it up. This is where people are spending their money. And all of the products that Engage Global has to offer are right there in those top 2 tiers that you see on the screen right now, the personal care line and the healthy and nutrition segment of the marketplace. Look how much money people are spending in those sectors. Listen, folks, people are spending money on what you will have to offer. But what's the trend? Is it trending upwards or is it trending downward? Is it likely that people are going to start spending less money in that arena? Or are they going to be likely to be spending more money in that arena? Once again, the people who study market trends project that there will be a 9.9% increase, projected annual growth rate in the wellness market will be trending almost 10% more every single year. That is huge, folks, considering the fact that inflation is what, 7 or 8%? So if you get into the wellness market, you are poised to stay well ahead of inflation. That's not what you can say about many, many other industries right now. But what about the product? Well, the product matters because if you've chosen the right market, the right industry, you still have to choose the right product. Say you were choosing to get into the music industry right now, and is it a good marketplace? Yeah, you better believe it. Just ask Taylor Swift or Beyonce. That's a huge market for music right now. It's not going down; it's going up. People thought that once everything went digital, that would be the end of being able to profit from music. Not true. But what you're selling matters, because right now, if you were in that space, but you were selling 8-track tapes, you're out of business. You're not going to make a whole lot of money there because that product is not sellable right now. Whatever product you're thinking about selling has to have 3 things in particular. It must be unique. It has to be consumable. And folks, there's got to be a demand for it. If it doesn't have these 3 things, you've got nada. Nothing, absolutely nothing. With the products that Engage Global is bringing to the table, every single one of them is unique and consumable. Unique and consumable, unique and consumable, unique and consumable. Look at the whole grouping of them right here. They are all unique and consumable. You know what consumable means, right? Consumable is not like an 8-track tape. You buy one, you never need another one unless you're buying a different kind of music. In this case, consumable means every time you get to the bottom of a bottle, you got to come call me again. Or your customer has to come and see you again. That's the whole point of it. They have to keep buying it every single month. So that's what happens. That's what's the case here with every single one of the Engage Global products. But the final criteria is there a demand for it? And I'm not even going to waste a whole lot of time talking about this because the answer is absolutely yes. Just ask the American Heart Association. Right now, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, decades of progress in heart disease has been erased. Go to the CDC's website. You'll find out that every single disease right now is on the rise. In fact, right now, all-cause mortality is on the rise. The state of Florida just published a report showing that as a result of these 2 areas here, the virus that created the pandemic, they're saying that the adverse reactions to the treatment for the pandemic, the adverse reaction for the treatment of the pandemic, as published by the Florida Surgeon General, has been 1,700% more than the adverse reactions of any other previous vaccination ever produced. That's amazing. They said there was a 1,700% increase in adverse reactions. So guess what, folks? People need what you have. There is a massively high demand for some sort of nutrition because confidence in conventional treatment route is literally being eroded right now. More and more people right now are looking for alternatives to conventional treatments. More and more people are asking the question, what are the side effects? And your answer will be, well, you might get a slight headache. Well, you might lose your relationship with your doctor. Well, you might not need the medication you're taking anymore. Well, you might not this, you might not that. But what you won't say is that the products themselves will do you any harm. So the product, you can check that one off if you're looking at Engage Global. What about the company? Not even gonna say a whole lot about the company, but I can tell you this. The company's been around for more than 10 years. So you're talking about a 10-year company. That means that it's gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now we're at the point where it's rock solid and ready to just simply explode. And because there's so few affiliates in this company right now, we're still in the sub basement. It's barely just getting off the ground. So literally, we are like right now in a 10-year-old startup company. So that's a big deal. Add to that, we have the professor, former professor of the University of Colorado. This is the guy that's formulating the products. He's the formulator of the products. The same person who the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee said, you know what, let's call Dr. Prasad up and see if he's available to give us to nominate some candidates in the category of medicine for the next Nobel Peace Prize. Now, that's the guy that's formulating the products for this company. That's amazing. The world's first radiation biology PhD. That's the guy who's formulating the products for this company. Someone who's written 32 books and someone who's been published more than 250 times. That's the guy who's formulating the products for this company. And then you take that kind of brain and add it to a little bit of muscle, and you've got a solid company. A businessman who understands what it means. In fact, he was a venture capitalist. He was a part of a group that was investing billions of dollars into startup companies. He understands business. He decided to keep this one for himself. And guess what? If you now shift your attention over to compensation, I'm just going to say a couple of things about this one. First of all, this predictable pay plan is the only one of its kind in the industry, and it's patent pending. But it pays 3 different ways: team bonuses, customer commissions, and the Olivet bonus. When it comes to the team bonus part of it, it's very simple. You make anywhere between 5 and 10% of your entire team volume. That's it. Not much else can be said about that. Bottom line, think of it as if your group is selling $100,000 worth of product, you're making somewhere in the area of $10,000 a month in income. And I can tell you personally, that's a fact right there. That is absolutely a fact. That's what this company pays. But you can decide what your earning level will be. You can decide if you only want to make $150 a month, or if you want to make as much as $45,000 a month. It really is up to you, the way the current compensation plan is structured. So that's the team bonus. But what about customer commission? If you don't want to build a team, you want to be a one-man show, then you could just go ahead and collect your own customers. Does it pay to collect your own customers? Absolutely. You decide where you want to get paid, what level you want of money income you want to earn. If you only want to earn a couple $100s a month, no problem. Just find yourself 5 or 6 customers, and you can earn yourself a couple $100s a month. If you decide you want to make close to $1,000 a month, no problem. Just go find yourself 16 customers. And don't tell me that it's hard to find it, because they exist. They're everywhere. There's only 2 kinds of people in this world, folks: those who are sick and those who don't know that they're sick yet. So everybody needs you and what you would be having to offer. If you want to make yourself close to $2,000 a month, no problem. All you need is 32 customers, and you can have that kind of income. That's the second way that the company pays. But what about this Olivet bonus that I mentioned earlier? Olivet bonus. That's a third income stream. It's very simple. You sell a bundle, you get paid. In fact, you get paid all of it. All of the upfront money goes to you on the Olivet bonus. So let me illustrate this. If Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle went for $256.94, your commission on that would be not 20%, not 30%, but 100% on that first order. You would make the entire first amount. That's the Olivet bonus. So let me put it another way, okay? That means that if you sell a Dr. Prasad Choice bundle, you would make all of the money. You see, I just put the picture on the left side of the screen instead of the right side this time, just that way I could put it another way, or at least say I could put it another way, hoping that you would get. Anyway, you get the idea. So, but look at this chart right here. While you were out searching to get your little $200 a month in income, you earned yourself $1,100 in gas money. That cover your expenses? While you were trying to get your $1,000 a month in income, you also earned about $3,000 in gas money. Would that help you build your business? I think so. Same thing with while you were trying to get your $1,800 a month income, you also happen to put about $6,000 in gas money in your pocket. Those are the 3 income streams with Engage Global. There's actually a 4th one, but I'm not going to get into that. So basically, the compensation plan is solid, rock solid. Now, Market, check. Trend, check. Product, check. Company, check. Compensation plan, check, 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 check. All 5 of those. Absolute green light. What about leadership? Well, take today, for example. You've got lots of leadership. You have legacy team members, freedom, growth team leaders that are ready, willing, and able to help you, to answer your questions. We have access to Dr. Prasad every single Sunday. He'll come and do a presentation for us, a doctor presentation. During the week, each month, Dr. Prasad has an evening where he just answers questions. During once a month, Dr. Prasad just puts on another presentation company-wide as well. And he makes himself available all throughout the month. And all of the leaders are putting on meetings and training sessions, legacy team, growth team leaders. You are in business for yourself, but you are not in business by yourself. There's massive amounts of team leadership available with this company. And the last thing is this matter of timing. Timing really is everything. Because if you had a .com right now, it's a bad time, because the .com train has left the station. That ship has sailed. If you were thinking about Facebook right now, not a good time. The stock is in decline. Twitter, not a good time to invest in that. Stock is in decline. But here's something that Warren Buffett said that I think really encapsulates the essence of timing. Warren Buffett said that a great investment opportunity occurs when a marvelous business encounters a one-time huge but solvable problem. Let me tell you something, folks. There's a deficit of wellness in the world right now. Everybody needs something that really does work. All of Dr. Prasad's products work, and they work in a way that many of us have never seen before. I guarantee you that you talk to anybody that's on this meeting right now, and I see 50 or 60 connections still left in this meeting right now, or whoever invited you to this meeting, I guarantee you talk to them, they're going to tell you that they're hearing stories like they've never heard before. I've been around this industry now for about 30 some years, and I've heard and seen a lot of things. But this one stands in a category all by itself. It's a very simple solution. We're talking about green capsules. I had a friend of mine sent me a text message. He was saying what he was doing as far as his health is concerned and dealing with the pandemic situation. He said, boy, but I'm taking a whole lot of those little greenies things. He says, I love those little greenies. That's what he calls them. So that's what you would be having to offer. No matter what situation a person is dealing with, you have something that could be a benefit for them. So get back with the person who invited you to this discussion, and they will help you. They'll help you to get started. It only costs $50 to become an affiliate. That puts you in a position to earn kinds of money that some of the individuals said at the beginning talked about. They weren't expecting to make a whole lot. In fact, I know folks that said that they had been spending years and years and years with other network marketing companies to make maybe $200 or $300 at the most, collectively. But some of them now are making $1,000 in the first 90 days, with this company. That's unheard of. That's absolutely unheard of. So my recommendation is buy the Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle yourself. Get a subscription for it. Become a product of the product. So spend the $50 to become an affiliate. Buy the Dr. Prasad's Choice bundle on subscription. Be on it for 90 days yourself. Become a product of the product so you have your own story to tell. And then tell other people. The interesting thing about it is, if you don't feel like you can explain the science behind it, no problem. We have a presentation here every single Sunday where I don't have any problem breaking it down for you. I think you can tell by now, I understand how the product works. If that's a challenge for you to be on Sunday, on Tuesdays, me or another one of my team leaders will be giving a presentation on Tuesday nights. If that's a problem for you, then come on Thursday. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, by the way. If that's a problem, then on Thursdays at 6 o'clock, me or another one of my team leaders is giving a presentation Thursdays at 6 o'clock. So Tuesdays at 7, Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 5. It's from anyone in my group. And then there's all kinds of other days during the week where other leaders are doing presentations to help you give a presentation to any one of your clients that you would like to hear or understand about this product. And if none of those time periods work for you, my YouTube channel is youtubejonathan.com. There's all kinds of presentations there. Someone called me up and says, man, do you know you got 800 videos on your channel? No, I did not know that. And I think your estimate is a little bit high, but whatever the case, there's a bunch of videos there that will give you presentations just like this one. If you know someone who could have benefited from today's presentation, send them to my channel, youtubejonathan.com, youtubejonathan.com. And you can find the whole recording of today's program right there. So we're happy to help you to move forward. The only question you have to answer today, the only question you have to answer right now really is, do I want to take charge of my tomorrow today? You're in a position to do that. Take charge of your tomorrow today. This is your opportunity. So Bernard, I think that should be enough to help someone to make a decision about whether they want to step forward with this opportunity or not. I think that might be enough, Bernard.
Yeah, and you know what, Jonathan, I believe you did an excellent job. I think everyone have enough information. And to follow up, in my opinion, you have 52 devices, which means you have quite a few people on. My message in the chat was go and be successful. It doesn't matter where you came from or where you are, it's where you're going. So please continue to get back to the person that invited you to this. And Jonathan, I tell you, boy, you are absolutely amazing, but also you have amazing people that's on this video right now. And I look forward to seeing future success stories.
There's going to be a lot of them, Bernard. I don't think it's going to stop.
I believe it is true. I believe it is true. Okay.
Jonathan? I was curious, Bernard. Yes, sir, Gary Cash.
Yes, sir, man. You know, my friend, Mr. Amir Hassan is listening. He's on. And you know, we discussed what his ambition, his desire was to open this up in Hong Kong and as well as in Pakistan. And he is going to journey to San Francisco, and he wanted to try to get with some of the brothers there to try to get a game plan for getting the link into the country. So he's right here. Do you want me to call him and put him on a three-way, or how do you want to handle that, Jonathan? Because we need to try to sort out.
We're going to talk offline there, Gary. We're going to talk offline.
Right.
Let's set that up for 7 o'clock. All right. Let's set up a discussion at 7 o'clock. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you everybody for coming, though.
All right.
And listen,
excellent. So line it up Hong Kong. Line up Hong Kong and Pakistan. Hey, Gary is right on. Thank you, Gary.
But that just tells you what kind of an opportunity folks are looking at right now. It's an opportunity whose time has come. That's the bottom line. So thank you, Bernard, for all your hard work. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you for everybody who was at the Super Saturday yesterday. Your support and your presence was phenomenal. And I think it's going to benefit a tremendous number of people. All right, everybody. You guys have a good night. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Unmute and say good night to everybody. Unmute and say good night to everybody.
Good night.
Good night,
Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jonathan, I had a question for Jonathan.
Go ahead.
He's going. This is Barbara Green. I wanted to ask you, did you get in touch with that doctor? Remember I sent you his email? Well, I know you're a busy man.
You better text me again. Let's try to meet that gentleman tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Barbara, the next time you send him a text, put a brain boost in there with it.
Okay, I'm going to take your advice. Thank you all. Enjoyed everything.
All right.
Excellent. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Night.